Hi friends, welcome. My name is Brittany and I'm so excited to offer you today a little bit shorter of a practice that's about 40 minutes of just some nice gentle stretching that you can really do any time of day. So it's really nice if you're looking for something to help kickstart a yoga practice without, getting into the full hour-long classes, whether it's in studio or not. So it's a nice way to just warm up the body, or even feel free to use this as a cool down. We'll be moving slowly and mindfully, focusing on deep breathing. In today's practice, we're really focusing on opening up through the hip region, inner thighs, hamstrings. We'll also get into the IT band quite a bit, and also some nice chest and shoulder opening. So hips, shoulders, areas that we tend to hold a lot of tension, whether it's from exercise or maybe our sleep, or perhaps maybe sitting most of the day. If you sit at a desk, you're at home doing a lot more work in those seated positions. It's just a nice way to open up and just release any stagnant, sticky energy. So when you're ready, we're going to be starting this practice standing. So let's come to the top of our mat. To a standing position towards the top, grounding down into all four corners of your feet. You could stand either hips width distance or big toes detached with a space in your heels, really wherever you feel the most stable. Drawing the shoulder blades up, down, and back. Palms open up alongside the body, standing tall, rooting down. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable to you right now, or just taking a soft, gentle gaze down towards the floor. Together, let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. Exhale, sigh it out. Let's do that twice more. Big breath, inhale, feel yourself growing even taller. Exhale, sigh it out. Once more, biggest breath you've taken all day. Inhale. Exhale, release. Softly open the eyes. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up and overhead. Palms to touch if you can, maybe even looking up at the thumbs. Another big breath. Inhale, growing long through the sides of the body. Exhale, palms sweep down and away. Softly bend the knees and we start to forward fold, leading with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift, coming to a flat back. Slide the fingertips up the shins, draw the belly in, shoulders back. Exhale, fold and melt. Rise back up to stand, so soft bend the knees, press through the feet. Inhale, arms sweep up, out and away. Palms perhaps touch, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Gently release the hands, big breath, inhale, reach it up, lengthen up and rise. Exhale, forward fold, palms sweep out and away, diving forward, leading with the heart, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the fingertips up the shins, flat back. Exhale, fold and melt. Feel that nice stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, rise to stand, so bend the knees, press through the feet. Inhale, reach, rise, lengthen up, maybe look up. Hands to heart center, exhale. So really staying connected with your breath, moving with the breath, making it almost like a moving meditation. Always finding what feels right to you. If breathing in and out through the nose doesn't feel right, feel free to just sigh it out. Meet yourself wherever you're at today. We'll do that one more time. So gently release the hands alongside the body. Eyes open, big breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold and melt. Rise to stand, reach it up, lengthen up, pressing through the feet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Perhaps setting an intention for this short practice, for your day ahead, or maybe even your evening. Maybe even just choosing one word. Something that you're calling in, something that you're focusing on, or maybe it's something you want to let go of. Bring that forth now. Deep breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. Together, exhale, side out the mouth. Good. Gently open the eyes. Hands are in prayer position here at heart center at the top of your mat. Grounding through the feet, inhale, send prayer hands all the way up and overhead. Keep pressing through the palms and exhale, send your hands over to the left and your hips move over to the right. So a nice gentle side body stretch on the right side. Take another breath here, inhale. Exhale, hold. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale over to the right, hands go right, hips gently shift to the left, standing half moon. Another breath in, keep gliding the left shoulder blade down the back, heart open. Exhale, hold. Inhale, rise up to center. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive, or move through prayer and take it down. Halfway lift, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold and melt. All right, so you're in forward fold at the top of your mat. Let's heel toe the feet a little wider than hips width distance. Soft bend in the knees to start. You might even feel your belly kiss your thighs. Let's find ragdoll, forward fold. So what we're really focusing on here, before you even think about straightening the legs, let's just focus on the spine. So let the head be heavy, back of the neck long, and we hinge from the hips. So make sure you're hinging from your hips, not your waist. And then from here we have a lot of different options to explore. Your hands just might stay down on the floor. One of my favorite things to do is take hands to opposite elbow creases, cupping the elbows. This adds a little bit more weight here, and you might even start feeling more of a stretch here in the shoulders. If you feel stable here, maybe rocking gently side to side. I always imagine a heavy elephant trunk, just swaying right to left. And really feel each and every exhalation, drawing the crown of your head down towards the earth as you lengthen through the spine, creating space in between each vertebrae. Keep breathing. And only if it feels good and your legs are inviting you to do so, perhaps you gently start to experiment and explore straightening out the legs. This will add a deeper hamstring stretch. So if that's too much, then go ahead and rebend the knees. Always finding what feels right to you in each moment and enjoying each breath. Noticing where the weight is in the feet as you shift side to side. Another thing I really enjoy doing in a forward fold is, if this feels good to you or you're curious, is coming into stillness at the center and then gently starting to bounce a little. So then instead of going side to side, you kind of go front to back. I would keep a soft bend in the knees as you do this. And just kind of see what this feels like. Finding more length in the spine. Releasing the neck even more as the crown of the head melts down. Then maybe extending the legs. Another breath. And slowing down any movement here. Finding stillness. Softly release the hands. Keeping the feet wide wherever they are. Inhale, half lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold and melt. Planting the hands right in between the feet, stepping back. You might have to widen the hands at that point while you walk the feet back. So your hands are now shoulder width distance apart. Your feet are hips width distance, and you're in a high plank pose. Not for too long, don't worry. Spread through the fingers. Press the earth away. Really power up the legs, and if this is too much, you can always drop the knees to the mat. Powering up through the legs, just like you were when you were standing a moment ago, pressing the earth away, sending the shoulder blades into space. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more like that. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, dropping the knees. And then let's untuck the toes, widen the knees, a little bit wider, as much as it feels good in your hips as you start to shift the hips back towards the heels, and we surrender the heart, the forehead down. Fingertips are still walking forward towards the top of your mat as you lengthen out through the sides of the body, and we surrender here for a few rounds of breath in extended child's pose. So a nice hip opening here. If this is too much into your hips, of course, you can draw the knees a little closer together. Again, always finding what feels good. Maybe rock the forehead gently side to side. Perhaps Exploring the sensation in the sides of the body as you tent the fingertips, so lifting up onto the pads of the fingers, you'll feel a deeper sensation up into the armpits, to the hip creases maybe. Keep lengthening out the lower back as the tailbone sinks towards the heels. 2 more full cycles of breath. Good, 1 more. And then from extended child's pose, let's all gently pick up the forehead. We'll be releasing it down in a moment. Let's walk the hands over to the right. So both hands walk to the right. You're probably going to be coming off your mat here, and then we rest the forehead back towards the earth. If it doesn't touch, that's okay. And now we breathe deeply into the left side body, lengthening out from the left hip crease all the way up into the fingertips of the left hand. If you'd like an added sensation, maybe see what it feels like to take left palm on top of right, but if that's too much, then just release it back down. Take another big breath. Exhale, hold. 1 more here, inhale, really breathing into that left rib cage, creating space in between each rib. Exhale. Gently lifting the forehead. And we walk back to center, pause at the center for a moment, release it back down, and just kind of check in. How does it feel right to left? Perhaps feeling a little bit longer on the left side body. There's no right or wrong answer, just observing. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, let's take it to the left, gently guiding the hands over to the left, coming off your mat most likely, and releasing the forehead down. Now we breathe a lot of space and air into the right side body. In between each rib, we lengthen out. For the added sensation, if you haven't done so already, right palm might find the top of the left hand. Not forcing anything, just breathing deep. Coming back to center, extended child's pose. Let's all take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Gently lifting the head. And let's come into tabletop now. So come up onto hands and knees. Guide the hands underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Drawing the knees back towards one another. Hips width distance apart. Spreading the fingers. Press the earth away. So it's really important that you're not dumping all your weight in your wrists. Really neutralizing the weight in the hands by shifting the weight into the mounds of the fingers. So the index fingers and the index finger and the thumb really, but also in the knuckle pads, finger pads. So kind of experiment with that, keeping your wrists happy and healthy and strong. So from tabletop, this flat back, press the earth away, belly in, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, dropping the belly down towards the earth, slowly starting to arch the back, feel the tailbone lift as the heart glides forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine like an ocean wave. Shoulder blades go into space. Navel in, chin to chest. So a few cow and cats. Inhale, dropping the belly. Arching the back, heart glides forward, cow. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath into cat. Keep flowing, taking your time. Again, being very mindful of all your movements. Making sure that you're not dumping all your weight in the wrist as we warm up the spine. A few more rounds. Inhale. Exhale, opening up to the back of the heart. Maybe even closing the eyes if you haven't done so already, and really just feeling the movement rather than trying to see it or compare. Finding what feels good. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Let's pause in our cat pose. So that rounded spine position. Navel to spine, chin to chest, crown of the head points down. Really puffing up the back of the chest. So opening up through the back gateway to the heart. If this feels okay, maybe coming up into the fingertips. Finding a little bit more space. You can even rock the hips side to side if that feels good. Take another round of breath. And then releasing back to center, palms down. Good. Slowly, we're going to inhale, coming back into our full length spine here. Finding that flat back again, big breath in. Exhale. Gently tucking the toes under this time. Inhale, lift the knees to hover. Exhale, downward facing dog. So slowly shift your hips back. You're coming into this upside down V shape. Now take a moment here. I would keep the knees slightly bent to start as you set this up. So your feet are about hips width distance. You should be able to see that. Hands about shoulder width distance. Fingers are still really active and spreading wide. You really want to feel the outer edges of your armpits here going down towards the outside of your mat. So it's almost as if your hands feel like they're kind of opening up like a mason jar or something. So they're not actually moving, but that's the energetic sensation of peeling the shoulders away from the ears, creating a lot of space in the upper back, the neck area. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. You can either keep the knees softly bent here, maybe if you feel called to move, just explore this shape, maybe bend the knees one by one. Staying strong in the upper body as you start to move through the legs, bending the knees one by one as you press the opposite heel down. Nice stretch in the Achilles and that calf. Getting into the hamstrings. Feel the hips lifting high to the sky as you lengthen out through the spine. Maybe exploring bending both knees at one time and see if you can draw the belly to the top of the thighs. And then come back up. Perhaps doing that again. Inhale, bend the knees quite deeply. Belly kisses top of thighs. And exhale, release. And then finding stillness in your downward dog. It's not about the heels touching the ground, so if you need to, keep a soft bend in the knees. It's more important that your spine is long and there's a lot of space in the upper back of the neck region. Take a deep breath in and out. From here, inhale, send the right leg high to the sky, reaching through the right toes. Exhale, let's open up the hips, so bend the right knee. The right knee is the highest point of this shape, and we open up the hips, so yawn your hips open to the right. Right heel is really heavy here, drawing towards the glutes. Option to stay here, or maybe rotate out through the right ankle. If you feel stable here, maybe drawing some circles with that right knee, opening up through the hip joint even further. Make sure that your hands are still evenly distributing the weight. You're not pushing more weight in the left hand. Keep pressing into the right. Keep the shoulders neutral. Right shoulder drawing down. Another round of breath. And then coming back into three-legged dog, squaring off the hips. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, knee towards the chest. Just one time, rock forward, shoulders over wrist. Inhale, going back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee towards chest, and this time you step or scoot that foot in between the hands. Slowly wiggle your left toes back here, and then softly release the left knee. You can keep the left toes tucked behind you or untuck them. I find that tucking the back toes makes it a little lighter on that left knee, but of course you can always pad it if you need to with a blanket or roll over your mat. From here, pressing through that right foot, reaching the fingertips up. So we're coming into low lunge. This is a nice time to rotate out the wrists. And then really setting it up here, so it's really active in the legs. If you need to release the hands to check in with this, feel free. Hands can come to the hips. You should feel as if you are energetically drawing the right heel and the left knee in towards the center of the mat, as if you're going to fold over the mat. So that's how active you want it to be. So we're pressing through the right foot. Feel that lift. And we're also drawing the right heel back, left knee forward. And then you'll really start to feel a lot of activation here in the hips. Once you feel stable, you can either, again, keep the hands down or reach them up. Softening the shoulder blades down the back, drawing the belly in. Feeling a nice stretch through the left psoas, the left hip flexor, top of that left thigh. Keep drawing the right hip back, left hip moves forward, so we're neutralizing out through the hips as if they're headlights pointing forward. Another big breath in. Exhale, this time we're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders and slowly shift the weight back, so you're straightening out through that right leg. Might have to guide the hands a little closer, it's up to you. And we flex through this right foot, toes towards the sky, and you should already start feeling a nice deep stretch in that right hamstring. So this is a really nice stretch. One of my favorite stretches to do after a run, after a hike, also even before. If you spend a lot of time sitting throughout the day, this is also a really nice stretch, waking up the legs. So flexing that right foot, keep neutralizing your hips. What's going to tend to happen here is the right hip's going to want to draw forward to compensate for the hamstring stretch. So as much as you can, consciously draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe. And just kind of notice what's happening here. It's really easy to want to round through the spine, but I'm going to encourage you to keep staying up high in the fingertips, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and lead with the heart. So keeping as much length in your spine as you can. You might rock side to side. And you can either stay here, just keep breathing into this, or to get into the IT band of the right side, keeping the left fingertips grounded, maybe walk the hands a little close, that left hand a little closer towards that right knee. And perhaps maybe see what happens if you reach the right hand high. So this is a nice stretch for the IT band. And if you're not quite feeling it yet, energetically draw the right heel to the back of the mat. And you should start feeling it right along here. So keep breathing. If this is too much, bring the right hand back down. Either looking to the side, or for a balance challenge, looking up at your right thumb. Breathe. So energetically drawing that right heel back if you're here with me. One more breath. Go ahead, releasing the right hand down. Slowly rebend that right knee. We're going to take both hands now this time to the inside of that right foot. Heel toe the right foot off to the right, to the side of your mat even. And make sure that your right knee and your right toes are going the same direction. So if you need to, always shift the toes at an angle. We're coming into lizard lunge. Here on the palms, you can even come up onto the fingertips for more length. Feel the hips sinking down, and now you really start opening up here. Also, still that nice stretch on that left hip flexor, top of that left thigh. Take a deep breath. Inhale, open the chest, just like you did in cow pose. And let's exhale, start to round, just like you did in cat. Twice more. Inhale, lifting the heart, feel the hips sink low. Exhale, draw it in. One more. Inhale. Exhale, round. Good, coming back to center. You can either stay right here or explore this a little further. Some of you might have space to come to the forearms if that feels good for a lizard. So we're really getting into that right hip here. And then maybe exploring some alternatives if you want to see what it feels like to lift that left knee. Might be too intense, or maybe it's just right. Maybe you rock front to back or draw some circles here. Something else that might be quite nice is maybe dropping that left knee back down, perhaps coming back up onto the hands. Guide your left hand a little farther over to the left, towards the edge of your mat, and then maybe take your right hand to the inside of the right thigh, and then peel into the pinky toe edge of that right foot, and lightly, so we're not forcing it, just lightly draw the knee away. So this is heart opening, draw the chest open. Feel the right shoulder blade draw down the back, and maybe you explore this, really stretching through the inner right thigh. You might even start feeling it, outer right hip. Breathe. If you want to add more, bend that left knee, and perhaps take your right hand and reach back for your left foot. And now you're not only opening up through that inner right thigh, right hip, but now we've added the chest opening even further, as well as the quad stretch. Lightly drawing that left heel in towards the glute as much as you can without rounding, so we're still opening the heart. Maybe open up through the throat, breathe. We're here for 3, 2. Slowly on 1, releasing the foot gently without slingshotting it, bringing the hands back down. Heel toe that right foot back to the center of the hands. Lift the back knee. Let's come back into downward facing dog. So you're back in the upside down V shape. Maybe rock the hips side to side. Maybe bend the knees, whatever you need. We're going to do the other side. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Go ahead, inhale, left leg goes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the left knee. Let's yawn the hips open to the left. So really opening up through that left hip. Left knee is the highest point here. Reminder that hands are neutral still, so we're not dumping more weight in one hand than the other. Drawing the left shoulder down. Maybe rotate out the left ankle here. If it feels okay to you, maybe drawing some circles on the ceiling with the left knee. Actively still pressing that right heel into the earth. Nice hamstring stretch with that right leg. Good, and then coming back to center, inhale, 3-legged dog, toes go high, extend the leg. One time, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rising back up, three-legged dog. Getting ready for low lunge on the left side, knee to chest, step or scoot it forward between the palms. Wiggle the right toes back, softly release the right knee. Remember, you can always untuck the toes or keep them tucked to lighten the load. When you're ready, rise up. Take a moment, settle in. You can always release the hands to the hips or the top of that left thigh. Remember, we're drawing the right hip forward, left hip back. And if you want to feel more in that right hip flexor, just scoot your right knee back. Breathe. Remember, imagine that you're going to crease the mat in the center. So we're pulling the left heel back, right knee forward, active in the legs. Option to reach up. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale, hold. Good. Very slowly taking the hands underneath the shoulders, shifting the hips back as you straighten out through the front leg, flexing through that left foot, toes towards the sky. Draw the belly in, and we're here in half splits once again. Remember, you can always walk the hands closer to the body, or maybe we explore walking them farther away. But again, the reminder is that we're trying to keep length in the spine. So with that in mind, breathing into this, maybe exploring some movement. And just finding what feels right to you. That left hip is going to want to rock forward, so make sure we're neutralizing the hips. As if your hips are headlights, they're shining forward instead of off to the side. Option to stay here, just keep breathing into this, or to find the IT bend stretch on the left side, walk the right hand a little closer towards the inside of that left knee, perhaps coming up onto the fingertips for support and balance. I would keep a soft, gentle bend in that left knee, so don't lock it, and then see what happens if we start to reach, left hand high. And again, you might not feel it right away, so how you're going to feel it in that IT bend, outer left hip, is energetically draw the left heel to the back of your mat. By doing that, you should start feeling some sensation, IT band on the left side. Breathe. Maybe looking up. Keep flexing that left foot, digging into that left heel for support. Another breath. And very gently releasing the left hand back down. Rocking forward, bend the left knee, plant the foot. And now we're going to take both hands to the inside of the left foot, heel to the left foot out to the left. Remember, knee and toes go the same direction, so perhaps angle it. And we're here in lizard lunge. Let's come up onto the fingertips. We'll do those cow and cat movements first. Inhale, open the heart, feel the hips sink heavy. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Twice more, inhale. Nice stretch here on the top of that right thigh as we sink the hips. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. Exhale, round. Okay, coming back to center, either staying here or explore lizard lunge. Maybe if you have space, come to the forearms. Perhaps lifting the knee, maybe you add some movement. Again, it doesn't need to match what you did on the other side. This side of the body might need something completely different. So just honoring that, being okay, flowing with change. Maybe exploring dropping the right knee, coming back up onto the hands. This time the right hand would come to the side of the mat. You might even have to angle the fingertips off to the side gently to protect the right shoulder, and maybe use your left hand to the inside of the left thigh, and then coming into the pinky toe edge of that left foot and lightly pressing the knee away from you. Opening up through the chest here. Maybe adding the quad stretch, bending the right knee this time, grabbing hold of the foot. And then opening up the heart even more. Left shoulder blade draws down the back. Right heel draws towards the glute. Breathe. Definitely one of my favorite stretches after a run, a long hike, or maybe even just sitting most of the day. This is a nice wake up for the legs. Another round of breath. Lightly releasing the right toes down without slingshotting. Planting the hands, heel toe that left foot back to the center, lifting the back knee, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Good. From downward dog, inhale, rock forward to a high plank again. So you were here earlier. Finding that nice strong plank position. I'm going to walk forward here some more centered. Spread the fingers, deep breath in. Exhale, this time drop the knees, lower to the belly. Elbows hug into the side body. When you get to your belly, untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the chest. Hug the elbows in, pause here. So lift your kneecaps. Press through all 10 toenails here. Tuck the tailbone towards the heel, so you're really protecting your lower back. And we open the chest, baby cobra. Another breath in. Exhale, soften and bow. Take the hands this time off the mat. Tent the fingers, so palms are lifted. Elbows come up. I call it fierce cobra. Getting more into the upper back this time. Inhale, lift the chest. And now we'll add some twists. Exhale, dip the left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale, center. Feel the pubic bone draw down. Exhale, look left. Another round. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip right. Inhale, center. Exhale, looking left. Inhale, center. Exhale, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come down. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes, lifting back up onto the knees and coming into tabletop. Spread through the fingers. In this transition, if you want a couple cow and cats, feel free. Maybe we get some lateral cow and cats, looking over to the right hip, and then the left, so going into the sides of the body. Then coming back to center. Spread through the fingers, grounding into the left hand. Inhale, reach the right hand high, open twist to the right. Exhale, thread the needle. So right arm threads under, right shoulder comes down to the mat, rest the right temple. Left hand can stay right by the left, or the left hand can stay right by the face. Or maybe we explore reaching the fingertips forward, lengthening out through the left side body, or one of my personal favorites is taking the left hand high, and then bending the elbow and taking the half bind. Just resting the back of the left hand near that right hip, or maybe if you have space, without forcing it, grab the top of the right thigh. So here we're opening up through the outer right shoulder, adding a nice gentle twist into the sequence, and breathe. Actively pressing into the top of the right hand for support. Maybe close the eyes, relax the face, soften the jaw, and breathe. Twists are not only detoxifying for the body, energizing the whole self, but also really healthy for the spine, maintaining mobility and strength. Mentally, I always imagine I'm wringing out any negative thoughts, any tension in my mind. I'm just connecting to this for another breath. And then releasing that left hand gently back by the face. Spread the fingers, rise back up. Inhale, open twist to the right. Maybe rotate out the right wrist. And before we release the right hand, draw some circles here in the shoulder. And go the other way. Almost done. Releasing the right hand down. Take a moment, tabletop, checking in with both sides. Big breath in. Big breath out. Other side, grounding into the right palm. Inhale, open twist to the left hand high. Exhale, thread the needle, draw it under. Left shoulder comes down, right hand stays by the face for a moment for support. Pressing actively into the top of that left hand, either staying right here or finding the options that I offered earlier, maybe something else. Fingertips can walk forward, lengthening through the side body, or maybe we take the bind, bending the right elbow, but maybe finding the top of the left thigh or just resting by the hip. And breathe. Stretching through the outer left shoulder. Whether you've been sitting a lot, working at a computer, looking at your phone, hiking, if you're wearing a pack, it's nice to stretch to the shoulders, an area where we hold quite a bit of tension. Let's release that here with each exhalation, letting it go. Last round. Beautiful. Releasing right hand back by the face for support. Gently open the eyes, rise back up. Reaching all the fingertips up high, open twist. Remember, before we release the hand, maybe rotate out the wrist. And then very gentle shoulder opening here, just drawing some circles, big or small. Other way. Good, and then releasing, left hand down. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, arch the back, looking up. Exhale, rounding into cat. One more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to center, and then draw the knees towards one another, untuck the toes, and just sit back onto the heels, back of your mat. Take a moment here, perhaps taking palms up, drawing the shoulder blades down the back, and pause, gently close the eyes, just notice how you feel. Last thing we do here today, open the eyes. You're going to take your arms out in front of you, bend the elbows, so another nice opening for the shoulders here. You're going to find eagle arms. And if this is too much to sit on your heels right now, then go ahead and sit cross-legged. You can even do this in a chair. You're going to take your right arm underneath your left, so your elbows are stacking. Option 1 is just to take the back of the forearms together, back of the hands together. Option 2, for the full bind, palms find each other, but don't force it. You can also take right pinky, left thumb, or more simply, just grabbing opposite shoulder like you're giving yourself a big hug. Try to sit up tall, so try not to arch the back, shoulders over the hips. So find what works for you. And then wherever you are, we're drawing the shoulder blades down the back, so a lot of space in the neck here. And this is absolutely one of my favorite openings for the shoulders. If you're here with me with the palms together, you can even add light wrist movements, flexing the hands, stretching through the fingers. I also teach this in my Yoga for Climbers class. And breathe. Try to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders, no matter where you are. Especially if you're holding the shoulders here, make sure you're not just dropping them down. Try to keep them level, and then you'll start to feel the scapula pull apart, the shoulder blades draw away from each other. And that's what we're looking for, is that space. Maybe close the eyes, breathe into it. And either staying here, or we can accentuate it even more by taking a deep breath in, lifting the elbows this time. Now we take that gentle back bend, looking up, and then exhale, softly bow. Try to get the elbows to draw towards the belly, chin tucks in the chest, back of the neck long, and exploring here. So this is just optional. Everything's just merely an offering, a suggestion, and it's up to you to explore. One more breath. If you're bowing, coming back up, gently open the eyes, release the hands, open the arms wide without back bending, just reach through the fingers, big breath in, exhale, hands to heart, inhale, send the hands up high, maybe look up, exhale, palms sweep down. Before we do the other side, interlace the fingers at the lower back, inhale, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gentle back bend, offer the heart up even more. Maybe look up, opening up through the throat. If you have the space in your shoulders, perhaps draw the heels of the hands together, but don't force it. Nice opening for the chest. One more breath. Good. Exhale. Keep tossing the fingers. We're going to hinge forward. Belly kisses top of thighs. Send the knuckles up and over now. Forehead towards the floor if you can. And if this feels okay, maybe rocking right to left. Still focusing on shoulders here. Maybe drawing some circular movements here in the shoulder blades. And then gently keep the forehead down, release the hands to the lower back first and then to the earth. So now you're in this modified child's pose. Breathe. Knees closer together. Now with the knees closer together here in this variation, we're focusing more on the lower back rather than the hips when the knees are wide. So just notice the difference. Another breath. Good. With the support of the hands underneath the shoulders, just press yourself back up. Almost done. All right, so let's do the other side. Eagle arms. Arms reach out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. This time left arm comes under. So finding your bind, either elbows, back of the hands. Remember, thumb to pinky, or for the full bind, palms. You can always grab opposite shoulders. But remember, wherever you go, try to get the elbows in line with the shoulders as much as you can. It might not be exact. Feel your shoulder blades drawing down your back, so plugging them down. Hands move away from the face if you're in this position, maybe adding some wrist movements. And then finding some stillness and breathe. Relaxing the face, soften through the jaw. Nice opening for the back body as you create space in the upper back. In between the shoulder blades. Space in between each breath. Option to just stay here, or inhale, lifting the elbows, lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding belly to spine, elbows towards the navel, chin to chest, even stretching through the back of the neck here as you bow. Remember, maybe this side's feeling tighter, more open, so if it doesn't feel good, you can come back up. Take another round of breath. Coming back up to center. Release the hands, opening wide. Remember, not back bending here, just opening up through the chest as if someone's pulling right hand to the right, left hand to the left, opening up through the heart. Exhale, hands come together. Inhale, sending the palms up. Interlace the fingers here. Press the palms up to the sky. And exhale. Now we round. Keep the fingers interlaced, just like you would in cat. Rounding back, chin tucks. A couple more times. Inhale. Maybe even this time we lift the hips up if that feels okay. Exhale, rounding, sitting back down. So you can either stay seated or come back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. From here, release the hands, just roll the hands, slide the hands up the thighs, shoulders stack over the hips once again. Palms up or down, up to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Wherever you are, whether you're kneeling or cross-legged, bring the hands to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Thanking yourself for taking this time in your day, your evening, to just honor mindful movement, deep breathing. Thanking your body for all that it does for you today and every day. Thanking your breath. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that felt good to you. Again, that's a really gentle routine that you can do any time of day. Highly recommend it if you would just finish some exercise, or maybe even right before. Nice opening for the hips, the hamstrings. We got into the IT band, and also really focus on the upper body, the chest opening, and the shoulders. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it. Press the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, share with friends. Have a great day.